Hello, welcome to China Robots News. In this special episode, we take a look at two of China's most famous humanoid robots companies, Agibot and UniTree. Agibot was established in February 2023 in Shanghai by four companies, but most people are only familiar with their co-founder, Peng Zhihui. UniTree in August 2016 in Hangzhou City by Wang Xingxing. So today, Wang is the founder, CTO, and CEO of this company. These are the four companies that originally created Agibot. You can say Shu Yuanchuan was behind three companies. And then there's a company called Peng Yi, established by Yan Weixin and Song Haitao. And Song Haitao is the director of Shanghai AI Research Institute. Peng Zhihui, the frontman of Agibot, was born in Jian, Jiangxi province in 1993. He was recruited under Huawei's Top Minds program, or later called Genius Youth. He had a lot of followers on social media at that time. Today, Agibot's CEO is Deng Taihua. He was the former vice president of Huawei. Agibot's co-founder Yan Weixin is from Shanghai Jiao University. In this year, Agibot also invited Luo Jianlan as its chief scientist. Luo is a leading scholar in embodied AI and used to work for Google. While in comparison, UniTree is much simple. Wang Xingxing was born in 1990 in Yuyao of Ningbo City. Today, he controls more than 34% of the stake in the company. According to media reports, he was inspired by Boston Dynamics on TV as a child. He finished the study at two universities. He developed the Edge dog in school in 2013. He also worked for DJI after graduation for a brief time. And then, in 2016, he received a 2 million yuan investment. What I find interesting is that UniTree is actually very good at branding. From its website, you will find that UniTree talked about how it has been featured in various TV programs, the opening ceremony of the games. Now we take a look at the mission, visions, and the values of these two companies. They look quite similar, but I would remind you to remember that Agibot has clearly said it wants to create a general-purpose robot ecosystem. We'll talk about this later. For UniTree, it's just a typical startup. It wants to use technology to drive world progress. It wants to plant the science and technology tree of the world. Here is the investors. You will find both companies has completed 10 financing rounds, but Agibot was valued at 15 billion yuan, 3 billion yuan more than UniTree. And when you look at the investors, both have financial and strategic investors, but Agibot clearly stands out because it is backed by more industrial investors. This may promote the application of its humanoid robots in the future. This shows the product line of Agibot. It has Yuanzheng, Lingxi, and a data collector and also cleaning robot. UniTree is mostly about robotic dogs, and then the humanoid robots. You will find robotic dogs for various applications, consumer level, industrial level. I talk about the ecosystem of Agibot. Here you will find that Agibot has joint ventures with many listed companies, include iSoftStone, HEC. It also has invested in embodied AI startups, such as Digit, Cybot, Xsense. So you'll find that Agibot's investment spans multiple fields, including the components, systems, and bionic robots. For UniTree, it's mainly a kind of supply chain, just buys the components from its suppliers. Here, I would quote the comment Xu Huazhe, who is the co-founder of Galaxy AI, Xinhai He said that Agibot has adopted an ecosystem-based strategy, so it's rapidly growing into a large company, while also incubating other startups. To be honest, this approach is unlike that of a traditional startup. A traditional startup usually doesn't have the money or manpower to make investment into so many fields. So Agibot reached its milestone in January 2025. It said that it mass-produced 1,000 general-purpose embodied robots. Another big news is that Agibot has controlled a listed company called Swanco Advanced Materials, and the share prices increased 30 times from July 9th to August 5th. According to Wang Xingxing, UniTree has more than 1,000 employees, and its annual revenue is over 1 billion yuan. I don't think UniTree needs money, but from the perspective of investors, they might want to get a high return rate. Although that the two companies are different, but both Peng Zhihui and Wang Xingxing were recognized as kind of role models from the private enterprise sector during an important meeting recently. So this is a summary of these two companies. Agibot has 4 product lines and a more robust ecosystem. It is not a typical startup. The company is not controlled by Peng Zhihui, who is more like the frontman. And although it has controlled a listed company, but I don't think that is enough for the investors of Agibot. UniTree is different. It is developed from robot dog to humanoid, clearly controlled by Wang Xingxing. UniTree is also very good at branding. It is getting ready for IPO soon. That's all for this episode. If you are interested in China's embodied AI, feel free to subscribe. I provide both weekly updates and special coverage on topics that I find interesting. Thank you. See you next time.